Hi, my name is Vani Ranganath, and I'm a Vice President at Goldman Sachs on the Corporate Equities Sales Trading Desk. Now, what that means is we work with corporates or companies that you hear about every single day. By equities, we just mean stocks that trade on the stock market. And by sales and trading, that just means that we are pitching and selling Goldman Sachs proprietary strategies to these clients that are corporates. And by trading, we just mean that we buy and sell stocks on behalf of those clients. A typical day in my life looks like coming in at 6:30 in the morning into the office. And the reason we do that is that we need a large amount of time in the morning. So we will look at what happened in Asia overnight in their stock market. We'll look at what's currently happening in Europe in their stock market, and then we'll come in and say, okay, based on what's happening in Asia, based on what's happening in Europe, we will think about and forecast, predict what we expect to happen in the US market today. Now we'll produce that, send it out to clients as a big email, a note, or we'll even talk to them on the phone. And essentially that's going to help our clients figure out what exactly they want to buy or sell in the market on any specific day. Now, of course, you're not gonna be able to predict exactly what's gonna happen, and as the trading day happens in the US, we're going to adjust and continue to update our clients. But the bulk of the morning is really going to be figuring out what we feel is best based on our experience and our expertise, and giving that to clients, as well as just fielding and responding to any other questions that come up. Now, the bulk of the day is going to be from 9:30 to 4 when the trading stock market is actually open. During that period, we will buy and sell securities, buy and sell stocks on behalf of our clients. Now, they'll either send us an order, they'll call us, they'll email us, and that's how we'll know what their needs are and what exactly they want to do, and then we will work on that on behalf of them. Along with that, during the trading day, comes in that sales portion that I talked about, where we will be pitching, creating a sales pitch to actually tell them why they should be working with Goldman Sachs as their bank versus some other bank, for example. Now, what that looks like is actually historically analyzing what their stock looks like and creating a forecast almost to show them, if in that time period you were to work with Goldman Sachs, this is how much outperformance, this is how much better you would have done in that time period if you had worked with us. So kind of showing them different scenarios to show, okay, with all of these strategies that we have here at our bank, you will be able to perform this much better. So a bulk of the day is going to be buying and selling securities for them, as well as creating pitches, sales pitches, to actually generate more business for our bank and for our team. Now, post that, after the market closes, we're also going to continue to formulate ideas and summarize what happened in the day and tell clients, this is what we expect for tomorrow. But obviously, as Asia wakes up and as Europe wakes up and things change overnight, that's why we have to send them additional color in the morning. But we'll also just send them a recap in the evening. We'll field any client questions. A lot of times they expect us to know, because we do this every single day, what's going on. So we'll be able to give them a better idea every single day of how to go about trading what they need to trade. Now, in terms of skills and experience that helped me get the job today, I think there are two main ones. The first one is going to be critical thinking. And I think that I developed that from my math background. I studied math in school. I always had an affinity towards it. And I think that it helped me see, okay, here is the problem and here's the solution, and this is exactly how we get to it. Clients will always come to us with, this is what I need, this is the problem that I'm experiencing, how can I achieve the best result? And so a lot of our job is, based on that analysis that I was telling you about, based on just our experience that we have trading in the market, creating the best solution that perfectly allocates what exactly the client needs. So, if you think about it in terms of just a classroom perspective, when you have a math problem, I would always have my teachers tell me, make sure you show your work to show me how you got exactly to that answer. And I think a lot of times clients want to understand that. They want to see, I gave you all these problems. How did you analyze everything and how did you get to the solution? Why are you telling me that is the solution that you got? Because if it's wrong, if we maybe misinterpreted something along the way, we can adjust it accordingly and then give the best solution to them. There's always going to be a little aspect of the client tells you something, you interpret it this way, but maybe that's not exactly what they meant, and you can always tweak and adjust as you go on. And in the same way, when you have a problem in math and you show your work and maybe you get the wrong answer, if you show your work, you're able to see exactly where you went wrong and then get the correct solution the next time and the next time around. So critical thinking is definitely an important part of, or an important skill that I feel like I got and I need to perform my job today and to continue performing my job in the future. The other portion that I feel is very helpful for me in my job is having a strong, affinity towards actually interacting with people on a day-to-day basis and being very comfortable speaking to people and being in front of people every single day. Part of my job is actually selling all of these ideas that we have at our bank to our clients. And for that, you need to be able to be comfortable actually interacting with people every single day. Of course, that comes from a lot of practice and a lot of experience, but that's something that you can start from your age right now. Going to public speaking forums and actually taking classes on it and giving speeches every single day. If you think about it, a sales pitch is really just giving a speech every single day and almost persuading somebody to go in one direction or not, and really just to take in, okay, like the audience wants this, the client wants this. Let me absorb that information and work towards giving the best solution that I can give to them. And that comes from being able to communicate well and being able to articulate properly the ideas that you're trying to give to them. The best advice that I've ever been given, I think there's almost two pieces of advice that I'm going to go through. The first one, someone told me, and I think it stuck with me from the time I was young, and it helps me to this day, is to just find something that you actually enjoy doing. Don't go out and get a career just because either somebody else told you that it's a good job, that you're just trying to fulfill somebody else's dreams. A lot of times you hear people who don't actually enjoy what they're doing because maybe their parents told them to go into that profession, or some colleague or coworker or another student that you work with, they said, oh, like I heard that this was a really good job. And you go into it and you realize, it's not actually for me. I think a huge part of enjoying and working hard and being motivated is actually working for something that you want to do. So you can't be living your life for somebody else because they might not know what's best for you and you're the one that has to live it. So make sure that you actually pick a career that works best for you. And someone told me that, if you enjoy what you're doing, the success will come later. And I think that holds true, because if you are actually working in a job that you enjoy, that you're good at, then you are clearly able to see the path forward, and you'll be even more motivated to get to the next goal, and you'll work even harder because you're able to see that clear path and you enjoy what you're doing, and you're able to just be more creative in figuring out the path forward in your career. From that, the other portion that I think was some good advice that I received was that you should try to be a good storyteller. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times the things that people remember about you are going to be those stories that you tell, the anecdotes that you give to somebody. And what I mean by that is that, if you're in history class and somebody tells you, these are all the dates of any specific battle or war that America has ever fought in, but they don't actually tell you what those battles were, what the outcome was, why America even fought in those battles, but you're just told, all right, memorize these dates. Maybe you'll be able to remember it for the exam the next day, but you're not going to be able to remember that, a week later, 2 weeks later, even years later. But if somebody told you as a story why that happened, what exactly happened, then you're going to better be able to actually remember, okay, like that client wanted this. Or on the other end, the client's gonna remember, oh, I remember, Vani told me XYZ happened, and I remember her versus another broker because they just gave a bunch of facts and they didn't really tell a story, and now they can't remember who they are. I think it helps in every point in your life, in school, in high school, in college, when you're interviewing, as well as in your career. If you are able to distinguish yourself in an interview by giving a story about your experience itself, but it doesn't have to be unrelated. It can be, oh, I worked on this project and this is what happened. They're going to remember you, and they're going to remember that story and say, oh, I remember she talked about this, and that's why her experience is perfect for this job. And the interviewer is going to remember that every single time, and I think that's helped me move forward in my career. And in the same way, because I sell to clients and I have to sell different strategies to them, when I put it anecdotally and I actually tell them, oh, we had a client one time where this and that happened, they asked for this, we tweaked our program and we gave them this, they're gonna remember that story and they're gonna say, oh yeah, like, Goldman Sachs, they were able to do this for a client, that's pretty much what we need. Or at least we know that they're able to give us every single solution to all the different nuances that we have. So it goes twofold. Number one, making sure you do what you love and success will come after, and being able to distinguish yourself by giving a story along the way.